One of the things that I like the most about certain social media platforms is the ability to reflect on historical perspectives, the ability to, particularly if you use it quite regularly, to kind of see where your mind was a while ago. And this little feature on Facebook where they remind you on this day 5 years ago, on this day 7 years ago, prompted something last night on my feed that I happened to have said on the 13th of May, 2016. So as of last night, exactly 5 years prior. And this is the Facebook update at the time. If true, a negotiated exit for President Zuma might be the smartest move for the ANC ahead of local elections. The depth of opposition politics has hollowed so significantly over the better part of the last decade that, with Zuma out of the way, it's hard to imagine what any party's offering or key messaging will be. And when I saw this, I got really upset because I could literally replace the name Zuma with Ace Magashule. And South Africa is in exactly the same place it was 5 years ago. Hijacked by an internal squabble that doesn't affect anybody else except in the lack of service delivery, and doesn't make room for any kind of creative political landscape, debate, insight, challenge for a better South Africa at all. We're in exactly the same place. And I have to say, it irritated me that we are at the mercy of a 30-year-old internal fight over a trough of our earnings and making, with shrinking provision of services. And if we just look at the front page this morning, it goes from the loss-making post office to the unprofitable SABC. I'm desperate for creativity about how to approach the political landscape, which is actually quite boring in South Africa. It's the same fight over and over again. And I really am looking forward to seeing what independent candidates will look like at a national and provincial level, because sure, this same old fight where I can just replace a name 5 years later after posting a Facebook post about what it might look like at the polls, this is not what South Africa deserves. It's certainly not what we as taxpayers deserve, and I feel extraordinarily strongly about that.
Breakfast with Refilwe Moloto on Cape Talk.